Decades after their rise as half of the Fab Four, Paul McCartney and Ringo Starr have carried their music well into the 2020s. But their journey stands in bittersweet contrast to the fates of their lost brothers. John Lennon, whose life was stolen by a gunman in 1980, and George Harrison, who lost his battle with cancer in 2001. Their deaths didn't just change music history. They left permanent scars on those who once shared the stage with them. That lingering grief surfaced years later, captured in one heartbreaking moment from Martin Scorsese's 2011 documentary, George Harrison, Living in the Material World. With tears streaming down his face, Ringo Starr recalled the final words George ever spoke to him, a memory that still cuts deep. Lennon's death was sudden, merciless, and swift. Outside his home at the Dakota in New York City, he was shot multiple times by Mark David Chapman. He was gone before reaching the hospital. Brutal, yes, but over in an instant. Harrison's end, however, unfolded slowly and painfully. The gentle My Sweet Lord singer had already survived a horrific attack years earlier when an intruder broke into his home and stabbed him dozens of times, piercing his lung before his wife managed to stop the assailant. Though he survived, the trauma seemed to awaken his earlier illness. Diagnosed with throat cancer in the late 1990s and later lung and brain cancer, Harrison spent his final months in treatment in Switzerland, his body frail, his spirit still shining. I went to see him, and he was very ill, Ringo shared softly in the documentary. He could only lie down. I told him I had to go to Boston because my daughter had a brain tumor. And he said, these were the last words I ever heard him say, "Do you want me to come with you?" Choked with emotion, Ringo wiped away tears. God, that was George, always thinking of someone else. Despite the tensions that once divided, the Beatles, Ringo and George, remained close. They supported each other's solo projects and stayed bound by a quiet friendship rooted in kindness. Even during the band's stormiest days, Harrison had shown warmth toward Ringo, like the time Starr briefly quit during the White Album sessions, only to return and find his drums and the entire studio filled with flowers by George's hand. That was a beautiful moment for me, Ringo remembered. George Harrison passed away on November 29, 2001, at the age of 58. Yet through stories like these, his spirit, gentle, compassionate, and endlessly giving, still lingers in the hearts of those who loved him most.